Hello and welcome back to Pump with Purpose. So, if anyone were to ask me what my least favorite pumping topic would be, hands down, point blank on the record, it's flange fitting. Easy answer for me. So, want to get my full disclosures out up front. This is the Legendary Milk nipple ruler. This was gifted to me by Legendary Milk. It is in my Linktree link in my bio. If you click Legendary Milk, you can save money on this nipple ruler. This is a nipple ruler that I have on Amazon. It is in my Amazon storefront. If you are interested, you can visit my Linktree link and visit the Amazon storefront, and it is there under ruler. So these are two options that I have that I absolutely use. It is a starting point for me in all of my counseling sessions that I do. I definitely talk about these. I use these, but this is not something that is a topic for me for social media because I've been asked, do I do individual flange fitting only? And the answer is no, because flange fitting is to me an art and not a science. Nipple rulers are a great starting point, but it is all about comfort. It is all about, you can be different sizes, different things, depending on the pump, depending on the flange, depending on, what you need to use, if you need a cushion with it. So I am all about equipping and empowering my clients because your flange size can change throughout your journey. It also can change depending on what you're using. Like, it is definitely a movement. And if you start looking at flange sizing later, like for instance, you're 6 months in and you realize that the 24 millimeter flange that you've been using is too big, and then you try to go down to your correct sizing, it is too tight, it squeezes, you're not going to get the same amount of milk. So it's all about me equipping based on the person goals, based on what pump they're using, based on which flanges they're using. If you're using lactic, a lot of times you can be the size that you are. Sometimes lactic recommends sizing down. It is a whole movement, and it's so frustrating and irritating to people that are trying to get the most milk to figure out their flange sizing. So it is worth a consult to have a conversation, to talk through all the things that go into flange fitting. It is just that. It is so much that goes into it, and I'll give you an example. And in some flanges, I can use multiple sizes. So for example, lactic, I measure an 18 with my nipple ruler. In most flanges, I size up to a 21. Some flanges, I'd go to a 24, and then I put in a cushion that brings me back down to a 21. In my LV, that's a whole word, because for me to get my LV to work, if I tried to use a 24 and then put in like my Belgian cushions or something, I'm not going to get as much milk. But then I tried to put in a 28 and then size back down to with the Belgian cushions, and I can get very close to my normal output. That's why it is good. It's trial and error. It's talking through those things to empower people to be able to comfortably understand that it is not a science. It is not, my nipples measure this, I'm going to use this flange now because I'm supposed to go up 2 to 3 millimeters or whatever, or 1 to 2 depending on if you don't have elastic nipples, and then everything's going to be perfect. No, it does not always happen like that. No, it does not go that way. And so I'm all about equipping people with the starting point to using nipple rulers, but literally talking through comfort, what pumps you're using, how, depending on, and even in some pumps, like a 24 can be a different 24 depending on the pump. Like, it is definitely, and then you have the one-off sizes, like some pumps have a 25, and then what do? Like, it is just so much. So I just highly recommend talking through it and setting up a time that would work best, where you're not frustrated with all of it because it's so different. And then, like I said, if you have been pumping for so long and then you realize you're not using the right flange size, it can be, you may not get the same output when you go to use the right flange size. Some people may get the right output when it comes to using the right flange size. Like, it's just a journey. It is literally a journey. It's my least favorite topic. Not to say that I don't know you know what to do. It is definitely you know what to do, but I like to equip people with how to manage it for the long term, because your nipple sizing can change, your nipples can change, how you respond to things can change depending on the pump. There's just so much that goes into it. And so I literally just wanted to talk to you about flange fitting, just a little bit about it, why I always recommend and think it is worthwhile to book a session, because it is so instrumental to your pumping journey. So just wanted to let you know a little bit about it, why when you hear me say it's best to book a session, I just wanted to give more information as to why. And yeah. So please feel free to book a session if you're interested in talking about flange fitting or any of the other topics that are on my website, on my services page. I have an areas of focus. I can definitely, if there's something you don't see, feel free to reach out, but definitely so happy to talk with you if you're interested in any areas surrounding your pumping journey. So again, until next time, we'll pump with purpose.